team nights at my house, okay? And this is going to look like maybe one in the springtime. I'll be in touch with you. One in the summer, one in the fall, and then we do our kickoff in January. Now, as we know, everybody cannot make everything that you're invited to. I get that. But this is going to be the opportunity to come over, have some food, hang out, maybe play a game. I would like to do some prayer and worship at the end. I mean, we're a worship team after all. You know what I mean? So just the time that's spent together. So we'll have 3 of those. The one in the summer will also be your people, your spouse, your significant, your children. You can all come because we'll just hang out in the backyard. Okay, so we've done that before. We've had picnics, barbecues. So we're going to schedule one that kind of invites everybody in. Okay, so I'm going to look for a date, like I said, April or May. Then we'll plan the summer one. I'll shoot for another one in the fall, the kickoff party. If you have not made it yet to a kickoff party, you have been missed. We have had a lot of fun. We have had a lot of fun, and you're missing a great time if you haven't been here. So we try to put that out in the fall so that you kind of know when it's coming, but we've had a great time with that. So it's kind of 4 opportunities. We'll see. Maybe we'll double up or go to 6 next year. We'll see. I just feel like the opportunity to be together, especially when, you guys know this happens with small group. You meet twice a month, right? But somebody's sick on the one, and now they've only got one, and now they're waiting another, you know? So sometimes I'm like, oh, it kind of depends on my life, I suppose. Can we do it? Can I say, hey, it's a Friday, and we're going to try to schedule it, and maybe you've missed one, but maybe it won't be so long before you can have a team night again, okay? So that's kind of the fellowship part of it, all right? And like I said, having said, I know everybody can't make it all the time. I just think that we're going to see things shift spiritually, emotionally, relationally, as we spend some time together praying over each other and hanging out as friends and family, okay? That's kind of the part that I said is a little of the community thing that I feel like gets a little bit lost when we aren't having a rehearsal. Let's talk about the musical issues of no rehearsal, okay? What are the hurdles and how do we hope to hurdle over them? I guess hurdling is the word. The biggest challenge right now is how can we be sure that we are ready for a Sunday morning if we aren't rehearsing together? Those are the questions. The short answer is we won't know until we try it out. We're going to have to try it out. This summer, we are going to beta test this whole plan. Okay? Now, the great news is we aren't going to be here at 7 a.m. The services haven't changed yet. Okay? And there are still only 2 services through the summer. Some of you guys have been scheduled when we have had no rehearsal for a variety of reasons, right? How many of you guys have been here where we're like, we haven't had a rehearsal, but we know we're going to do it Sunday morning, right? It will feel very much like that. It's actually been the same time. We meet at 7:30 in the morning on those dates, or those Sundays, and which is the same amount of time, 70 minutes, before we go back to prayer huddle, okay? So some of us have done it. We generally have a 4-song set, just because we know the time that we need, okay? So overall, we have done, I would say, magnificent. I would say A+. We have been able to pull those off. So this is why I'm feeling that we can do it. In addition, you are going to have more resources than you have had up until now, okay? So even without it, you guys have been fantastic. So I feel like you've come, you know, you're ready to rock and roll. I just feel like talent-wise, we can do this, okay? Let's talk about the additional resources. It's going to take a commitment on your part to prepare on your own. We've used it some with Worship Online. That's been one way that we have, over the last several years, taken some of the weight off of like, what am I doing on my part? We're watching these tutorials, we're learning, okay? This is the big, like the big ticket item, what I'm going to call it. We are, the emails that you got, we are moving to a multi-track subscription that is a bundle that includes a rehearsal mix and chord charts for you to practice, prepare on your own that match exactly what you hear on multi-tracks on a Sunday. Karen's even in there going, guy, or fam, 2, 3, whatever. It's all in there, okay? We already use the tracks. Everybody on the stage team and the people in the booth and the sound that have had the cans on are used to what this sounds like. We have added, we can already use the tracks to edit exactly the songs we want to do, how we want to do it, our transitions. We've added the ability to trim sections and rename them. So when she says, tag, it's actually the tag we want to do, okay? So there's little things like that. I did it a couple weeks ago on who else. We wanted to do a tag, 2 tags at the end, but the tag that's recorded in there it's ginormous. It's from the first chorus. So we took a chorus, trimmed it all the way down, did just the tag of the chorus. I renamed it tag, and Karen said, tag, 2, 3, and I was like, yeah, that's what we want. So there's benefits to kind of upping our subscription that will help us, okay? This is also really beneficial for our media team, okay? We will be using multi-tracks lyrics on ProPresenter. We have a couple of itty-bitty hurdles that we have to work through on lyrics, but I'm going to circle back to the integration of that on ProPresenter for you ProPresenter people, media people. Likely I'll have a little training session with Rick. Like, we'll make sure we know what we're doing. But one way this is helpful is things like this. Punctuation, phrasing, capitalization, it's all getting dragged, literally exactly what the band would see to practice and what's happening with Karen. She'll even call bridge, where it says bridge in our ears, so everything is coming in. How sometimes we're like, well, I don't know why it called it a chorus. That's not a chorus. That's a refrain. Or why did it call it refrain? We call it a chorus. Everybody will be listening to the same cues, and everything will be pulled down. There's ways that we can set it up to be 2 lines or 4 lines. They give you different fonts. There's a lot of things that are going to be. It's going to be in the long run way easier. I mean, this is just the integration of it. It's going to be fantastic. Okay, so that is one benefit of that stuff. The biggest addition to the subscription that we're doing is everybody on the stage team will have access to an app called Chart Builder and Rehearsal Mix, okay? Some of this stuff I know it feels like you guys on production aren't necessarily. I want to tell you what's happening, and then when we do it, I'm going to let you guys head out, okay? You don't have to stick around while we're doing it. We're going to actually do it here today, okay? You got the email. We're going to set that up together in a little bit. We're going to show you how to navigate through that app. Everybody on the stage team, you're going to have access to every single song in multi-tracks, not just the songs for when you're scheduled. You know how that happens? You're like, oh, I don't know that one. You can get on your worship online. You can get on there and find it, but you can get on your rehearsal mix and do any song you want to do. So when Kylie puts out the month of March and you see 20 songs in our Spotify or whatever it is, you're like, I'm not on for that day, but I don't know that song. You can get on there, you can listen to the multi-track. Karen's going to be in there giving us the guide. You can watch the charts. Everything will be, it's going to be great. It's going to be great, okay? We will create set lists the way we already do on Planning Center, and then we're going to import them directly into Playback, which is the tracks. That's the app that we use for that. Then we're going to add you to the set list, and you can rehearse the exact map of the song. So again, with the stage team, and we're going to come into some of these little nitty-gritty parts, but right now, if you're going to play through a rehearsal mix on like Planning Center, you're going to essentially see just the original song. But once you are synced in and linked to the song set that you're scheduled for, you're going to see exactly what we do, including the what's the thing first? Prelude. Including the prelude. Sometimes we get here and we're like, okay, where does the prelude start? It's going to start right where it's going to start. You're going to hear the count in as a separate chart, the whole thing. Okay? Chart Builder itself can also be synced. So if you're like a guitar player who's using the chart, whatever your name is, Sean, Kylie, your name is now Chart. You guys are using those. It's gonna move by section with her saying exactly the title of that section. It's gonna move, not like scroll up where you lose your place, but move as exactly like multi-tracks is going. So there's a lot of help. I know some of our bassists use the charts as well. Okay. We're going to talk more through all that. There are 2 things currently considered requested features at multi-tracks. I've had conversations with like 4 dudes over there. There are 2 things that currently they are working on developing. One of them is when we transition from song to song, that transition feature is not yet available. So you will, in rehearsal mix, how we sound, you know, we finish a song and we're like, okay, we're going to go into this. that to me, I was like, bro, this is the thing I want, brother. They're working on that being a feature that they can do. So for now, let's say we finished a song, but it's going to be big because we're going to go into something else. You're just going to hear it go big, and then she's going to start the countdown for the next song. So transitions, little segues like that musically, those are things that we'll nail down to the ground on a Sunday morning. Okay, so that is not quite there. The other thing that's not quite there is, like I was talking before about trimming songs. Currently, playback will give us that, but the chart itself won't change. Like when I said we took the chorus and renamed it tag, it'll still give you a whole chorus if you're watching chords, okay? But if you're like a drummer who's just playing along, you guys also have, there's drummer notes, all that stuff is in there. Every single instrument has their own notes. We can change to, I'm gonna play with a capo, so what's my new key? You can change any of this stuff without affecting the master mix, okay? So everybody has their own access. So there's a couple things like that that they say, these are features, we already have them, we're already in the works with them, they're requested things that people have asked for, so they're in the works. So that may be coming through, okay? Kylie and I will be sure to note things in the note sections. Oh yeah, things like that. That's like, okay, we are gonna do a tag, 2 tags instead of a chorus. We're gonna still put all the little notes that we put in on Planning Center, like all that stuff is still gonna come to you guys. You can still see it. We're continuing to do the little notes that we've already started. Like right now on a Sunday plan, you guys can see lighting colors are in there. Transitions are in there, like all that stuff that's on a Sunday plan. When you open it, that stuff is going to help you guys, like, okay, I know where I'm going, so when I get there Sunday morning, I've already seen where all the speaking transitions are going to be. I can already see where all the lighting changes are going to be. I can see if we have extra things like a missionary, or all of that stuff is on the Sunday plan. And if you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, you don't have to raise your hand, but don't leave today until you know what I'm talking about, okay? I think everybody across the board knows, okay? So we're gonna get to more of that with the stage team. Now, we will be canceling our CCLI license. I think it runs out in August. That's because every single licensing, streaming, which currently we've been illegal, take us all to jail, our licensing on CCLI has not included multi-tracks because they are original recordings. It has not covered them on stream. So they have had the right to take us down, and they haven't, thank the Lord. So my point is, every licensing is now coming through multi-tracks. All of our reporting, kind of have to report 3 times a year, it's all going to be automatic. Everything is done through multi-tracks. So that's actually really beneficial, but we will be canceling our CCLI license, which I think currently is how you guys drop in songs, right? So it has not run out yet. So again, this is not like a tomorrow thing. This will be a little belt and suspenders for a while. We'll get to what, so we know what we're doing. But that will be gone. We will be canceling our Worship Online tutorials account. That costs us $1,100. And we want that money back because we need to put it towards multi-tracks, which costs us more, okay? I would say this, often there's incorrect information on the tutorials. They are not always, we're like, they're not doing that on the bass. Like, you know, you watch, we're like, this isn't right, okay? I believe the level of our musicianship in this room is at a place where you're going to be able to listen to these tracks. You're going to see on the app, you can pull down all of the electric guitars. If you're the electric guitar, you can pull down 1 and 2, which tends to be, you're an electric, Steve's an electric, Tanner. Generally, that's where the lines that we're playing come. You guys are going to see there's 8 electric guitars in these recordings that nobody would even know, but they're all there. Okay, sometimes there's multiple acoustics. There's 9 keyboards because one stem is going da, like it's just goofy. But for me, I'll pull down piano and keys because that's how I'll be able to hear. I can practice my part without it. So what I'm getting at is, even without a tutorial video, I think the level of musicianship is going to be at the place where we're like, that's okay. And if you have questions, there are other people on the team who play your part. There are other basses. There are other hey, what would you do on that? If you're on, I can't quite figure that out. As you're playing through, we'll communicate with each other and we'll help each other out. Okay, so I think that what's his name? Siobhan? Who's the guy I worship online? The guy with the funny name?
Yeah, it is a funny name.
So he's gone. He's going to be gone. He will be gone April 7th. Okay? So get your fill of worship tutorials right now. April 7th, we're canceling that account because we're not going to pay them $1,100 again this year. Okay? For Harmony Singers, let me tell you guys this. It's not fantastic, but similar to Worship Online, how often that's not what we're doing. Or they call a tenor what's really an alto, or same thing's going to happen with our tracks. They're going to say background vocals, and then the dude's going to sing lead right along with the lead the entire time, because they're recording original stems from each of these are, multiple stems that make up a recording that goes, on elevation or whatever it is. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to continue to mark, like Kylie's lead, Dana's alto, Kathy is high tenor. As she sings the song in that key, even without those parts, again, the musicianship level here, I don't expect we're going to run into big problems. I think when we do, we'll assess it, we'll look at it, you'll ask your questions. Hey guys, what are we doing on this song? Because that does not sound right to me, okay? So I think that's what we're going to do. I've already said that with guitars, you can bring them up and down, you can rehearse. If you're struggling, you're going to reach out, okay? I would say generally speaking, electric 1 and 2 is where our parts are going to end up laying, okay? So if you're pulling those out, that's probably going to be the part that you're listening for, okay? Quick note for our sound techs. We are considering setting up profiles for every vocalist, maybe even instruments, right, Dilly? So that those profiles are being pulled up and recalled on a Sunday morning, instead of you guys work so hard to be like, all right, let's EQ this, let's work on this. We will have this is Dana's vocal, this is her profile, we've EQ'd it out, and that's saved. That's saved. So now, because you're also don't want to get here at 5 a.m., you can come in on a Sunday morning, pull up the team across the board, and that should be at least a foundation. Okay, obviously your faders, your sliders, your room stuff is going to be, but that's going to be a foundation. I think we can do it on instrumentals. Okay, so this is going to be something, again, we talk about sorting a lot of this out. We're going to get to some of this. But that is one way for sound techs that will save you a massive amount of time each Sunday morning to be able to be like, this is the profile. Who's the team today? Emily, Drew, Jared, Dylan, Kylie, Kathy, boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? So this is something we're going to sort this out, okay, to help you. It's vital for the sound team to be here and have things ready to go, on and ready to go. You guys have done a great job. Every guy in the booth, certainly every sound guy, should have a key and a code to the building. If you do not have a key and a code to get into the building, don't leave until you see Mark. Don't leave until you know you're going to heaven today, okay? You need a key and a code, please, because sometimes you are the first in and you don't want to be sitting out there in your car. If you have a key, bring it. That happens. Oh, I have a key, but I didn't bring it today. Bring it, okay? If you're on team schedule, bring it. Quick note for media. You guys may prefer to set up on a day that is not Sunday morning. Good news, you can. We can sort those things out as well. It used to be that that the building was here. We were here Saturday and Sunday and Wednesday, right? I'm telling you guys, there's so much activity going on in this building. It made our cleaners mad because they were like, "We keep coming and people are always here." Like we have something all the time. We've got office hours nearly every day. Kara's here every Friday, I know. So Dan is here. Like we're here. So there are times, there are evenings, there are things going on. So we can always work that out. You might be like, nope, I'm getting there at 6:45. I'm setting up. I'm good to go. That's okay too. But I'm saying some of this stuff, we probably are going to want to assess what it looks like for you guys. Okay? The last thing for everybody, and then I'm going to let everybody who's not a stage team go, ask your questions, and you can go. Our plan is to have completed set lists, including the mix, and all transitions uploaded to playback 3 weeks in advance. okay? Which means, we have the workflow on our end. We kind of know what we need to do. For you, nothing really changes other than when you go to rehearsal mix, which you're going to see on your Chart Builder app, you go in there, let's say, what's today's date? It's the 1st, right? So let's say Emily's scheduled for March 22nd, okay? Today, she should be able to go in and be like, I can start right now. I can start right now because everything is loaded for March 22nd, 3 weeks in advance, okay? The reason I'm doing this is because we don't want anybody to feel last minute. I know I have offenders in the room who don't open their stuff until Wednesday or Thursday of the week that they're playing. And you know how I know? Because I can see when you open charts. I can see when you open apps. Big brother. I'm just saying, I know. And you know what? You guys are still stellar. So please don't, you're doing a great job. But I will tell you, it's not the way we want to do it. It's not really the preparation. When Mark talks about this, we've said it before, y'all should be listening to the song sets through the week. Derek, I'm going to pick on him for a minute because it was fantastic. He said to me, Dana, how can I listen to what is happening? Like, it was like the week we were up in the booth and you said, like, we're trying to find out how would I know, like what was happening on the charts, like when and I was like, dude, that's awesome. He's not on the stage team singing it, but he's like, as a guy back here, I want to know where are we going in the song. The best we can do for you right now is you can listen to, you're listening to those songs over and over and over. You're listening for those parts, okay? And then if you have the can to, you can listen, to the guy where we're going in the song. But that listening to the songs, I cannot underplay how important it is, not just for your preparation, but for your soul. Today, I ain't good at political stuff, but today I'm like, oh my gosh, we're at war. Yes, we're at war. There's war. Wars and rumors of wars. But in this world, you'll have trouble. But I've overcome the world. And today, what are we singing? Christ is my firm foundation. And guess what? Your girl didn't listen to the song set all week because I wasn't even scheduled. And I thought, man, this would have been a good song set for me to be listening to over the weekend. Like, these are reminders of what's true. So especially when you're on the team, do not negate how valuable that is, okay? So we're going to have those sets ready for you. You can play any song at any time on your app. You can play the ones on the weeks that you're scheduled. They will be exactly what we're going to do that week. Okay, you can play any song that's original recordings, but that week, 3 weeks in advance, you can start to go through what those songs sound like. Okay, you'll be added to the set list and able to rehearse it as much as you like for 3 full weeks, maybe more. Okay. We already started adding more details, like I said, on planning center, media lighting, all that stuff. You'll be able to see that 3 weeks in advance. All this info. We just want you to feel like you can wrap your heads around it as much as kind of possible as we get going into a Sunday morning, okay? What questions do you have that are not about the Chart Builder app or the rehearsal mix? Because we're about to do that. Dylan.
I have one about third service piecing out afterwards.
Yes.
For those of us who have things on the stage that I got to collect.
Yes.
Are you feeling like I just start wrapping up while Mark's up there talking? Or are you feeling like that's just my lot in life now I have to stay anyway?
You have to stay.
Yeah, I know.
I'm kidding. So listen, these are probably some things we gotta sort them out. You're right, because I'm saying you can leave, and you've been here for 5 hours, but also don't leave your stuff. So
from my side,
okay.
if the booth mutes the band after everything is done playing, please don't mute before stuff is faded. Then the band can start unplugging a piece and get off the stage, but visually we're all unplugging and getting off the stage.
Right. So
okay.
Focusing more on.
So if there's a way for us to have like a second curtain that drops like behind Mark,
we have
and then
we have a curtain. We have it, but
It goes
so bad.
Rich.
Can we change the lighting so they can't be seen as well?
Then I can't see as well.
I was gonna say, then we're over there in the dark. That might be worse. Okay. You know what? Thank you. Thank you. That is a good. I've literally told you to do 2 things. You can leave and also get your stuff. So we're gonna think through what that looks like. Okay.
October.
Right.
Yes, right. So we've got some time to start thinking what that might look like
Right now, you
and
can
what we would
definitely-
do. And you know what? If we could we add another line item, wrong word, another position that's just called stagehand, and then they just handle everybody's stuff. It's Dylan every week.
Hi, I'll put it
They
back.
wrap everybody's stuff up.
Because their vocalists don't have anything much to take out, I mean, obviously our in-ears and stuff, but if there's, like, I probably help my husband come grab his guitar while he gets his pedal board. I don't know.
Yeah, let's think about it. Let's think about it. There's a part of that that's distraction, so we're going to come back to that. Okay, thank you. Good question, Dylan. I'm going to, would you text that to me? Melissa?
How far ahead do you post the information in the planning center from a service?
So I would say right now, song sets get up about a month in advance, but then I would say oftentimes it's just the week or 10 days before that week that we actually go in and we're like, this is where the prelude starts, these are the this is the transitions, this is the speaking segues. So we're doing that right now in advance. And I would say this, it's okay with me that you're looking at it the week you're scheduled.
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh, y'all will be doing this 3 weeks in advance. Our point is to say we want to be so far ahead that we're going to go back to Kathy. I'll pick on you, Kath. Let's say Kathy's scheduled, okay? But she knows she's traveling. She's in Boston or she's in China, wherever she's always somewhere. San Diego, she's somewhere, right? She knows she's there for 9 days. And she's like, and then I'm coming back 3 days before I'm scheduled. We don't want her to be like, well, you're scheduled. You know you're not going to get to prepare the week that you're away. You could be listening, but we want to give you that time in advance so that when something comes up during your week or you got sick or maybe you're not even traveling, but something's not right, you have had time to get to it. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, just what
Okay.
I'm gauging the.
Yep, the difference, right. We're trying to go more.
Right now, our commitment is to have your set to you at least 3 weeks before you're on the team, and then that Tuesday to have cheat chart up and transitions and all of that.
Right.
So our new commitment when we start this will be to be like way ahead.
Yes, way
For
ahead.
everything in that 3 week
And-
before to already be out.
And the reason is because we want you to be able to go to your rehearsal mix and actually go, I'm practicing with exactly what I'm going to hear. You know what I mean? Instead of, well, I don't know what we're going to do at the end of that song. They have that one mashed together, but what are we going to do? It will feel more like you know exactly what's going to happen as we come into it, okay? Sean?
In regards to the devotions, the second service.
Yes, sir.
What if your immediate and extended family come to the second service? I'm like someone who values actually being in service with them. As
Sure.
somebody who plays normally twice a month.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't really sound super appealing to miss that time with my family.
Do you want to answer that, Mark? You want to give feedback on that, or do you have feedback on that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you guys do what you want to do. What we're saying is, when you're on, it's not just a serve. It's we're doing this together. So there's a spiritual component to that, and obviously I don't know when immediate family will. There's 3 services, so if they come to the second service, yeah, but they might adapt too. So I feel like it's important for us to prioritize that spiritual connected time in order for us to feel like we are spiritually going to war together as teammates and partners. But if there's something that trumps that for you, then that's trumps it for you.
That's it. I think the big answer is this. Everybody's going to answer on their own. As we've said, you guys could get up and walk out. But I don't want to do this anymore. Nobody's going to come after you. I say I was going to egg your house. I will never do that. So you're making those decisions on your own. So what we're doing is just saying, put the value. Listen, I've been on teams where it was this. We're having so-and-so come in and play guitar for us this weekend. Not for nothing, I'm never going to throw a stone at that either, but we have never been that church. We went without electric for years. We went without a drummer at a time. We went without that because they weren't, I don't know how to say it, but like of us. There's plenty of churches and they swap, that's okay, that's their calling, that's fine. We have been like this. There's something about this. What is in your hands? Marcus said that often with the Moses story. What is in your hand? I got this stick, God. What do you want me to do with it? I'm gonna turn it into a snake. I'm gonna have you put it over the water and I'm gonna do the thing